Hello, this is Indupriya. So today we'll be seeing introduction. So before seeing introduction, if you want to know how and what you have to think before knowing Bhagavad Gita, do watch my last video and then come back. So there will be a lot of Sanskrit words which I won't be able to read so fluently, but I really want to read the Sanskrit part, so I'll be reading that and then the English part. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Saksur Militam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Satapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Khada Mayam Padaiti Swa Padantikam. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. When will Sri Leela Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who was established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vande Ham Shri Gurur Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahajnana Raghunatha Navitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahajnana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitams Sha. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami along with his elder brothers Sanatana Goswami as well as Raghunatha Dasa and Raghunatha Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta and Srila Jiva Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisance to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda along with Advaita Acharya, Gadadhara, Srivasa and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisance to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna along with their associates Sri Lalita and Vishaka. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. O my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radha Rani. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrashabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold and who is the queen of Vrindavana. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vanascha Kalpatarubhyasya Krapa Sindhubhaya Evasya Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Nama. I offer my respectful obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desired trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisance to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa and all others in the line of devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gitopanishad. It is the essence of Vedic knowledge and one of the most important Upanishad in Vedic literature. Of course, there are many commentaries in English on the Bhagavad Gita, and one may question the necessity for another one. This present edition can be explained in the following way. Recently, an American lady asked me to recommend an English translation of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, in America, there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita available in English. But as far as I have seen, not only in America but also in India, none of them can be strictly said to be authoritative, because in almost every one of them the commentator has expressed his own opinions without touching the spirit of Bhagavad Gita as it is. The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. It is just like this. If we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the directions written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to our own whim or the direction of a friend. It must be taken according to the direction on the label or the direction given by a physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as it is directed by the speaker himself. The speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Lord Sri Krishna. He is mentioned on every page of Bhagavad Gita as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. Of course, the word Bhagavan sometimes refers to any powerful person or any powerful demigod, and certainly here Bhagavan designates Lord Sri Krishna as a great personality. But at the same time, we should know that Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as is confirmed by all great acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, Nimbakaraswamy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many other authorities of Vedic knowledge in India. The Lord Himself also establishes Himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Bhagavad Gita, and He is accepted as such in the Brahma Samhita and all the Puranas, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam known as the Bhagavata Purana, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Therefore, we should take Bhagavad Gita as it is, directed by the personality of Godhead says. In the fourth chapter of the Gita, the Lord says, Imam Vivaste Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvam Manave Prata Mano Ikshvakave Bravit Evam Parampara Prapatam Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarsayo Vithu Sa Kaleneha Mahata Yogo Nashta Parantapa Sa Evayam Mayate Dya Yoga Prokta Puratana Bhaktosi Me Shakha Sheti Rahasyam Hai Etad Uttamam. Here the Lord informs Arjuna that this system of yoga, the Bhagavad Gita, was first spoken to the sun god, and the sun god explained it to Manu, and Manu explained it to Ikshvaku, and in that way the disciplic succession, one speaker after another, this yoga system has been coming down, but in the course of time it has become lost. Consequently, the Lord has to speak it again, this time to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He tells Arjuna that he is relating this supreme secret to him because Arjuna is his devotee and his friend. The purport of this is that Bhagavad Gita is a treatise which is especially meant for the devotee of the Lord. There are three classes of transcendentalists, namely the Jnani, the Yogi, and the Bhakta, or the impersonalists, the mediator, and the devotee. Here the Lord clearly tells Arjuna that he is making him the first receiver of a new parampara, disciplic succession, because the old succession was broken. It was the Lord's wish, therefore, to establish another parampara in the same line of thought that was coming down from the sun god to others. And it was his wish that his teachings he distributed anew by Arjuna. He wanted Arjuna to become the authority in understanding the Bhagavad Gita. So we see that Bhagavad Gita is instructed to Arjuna, especially because Arjuna was a devotee of the Lord, a direct student of Krishna, and his intimate friend. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is best understood by a person who has qualities similar to Arjuna's. This is to say, he must be a devotee in a direct relationship with the Lord. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he also has a direct relationship with the Lord. That is a very elaborate subject matter, but briefly it can be stated that a devotee is in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in one of 5 different ways. One may be a devotee in a passive state, one may be a devotee in an active state, one may be a devotee as a friend, one may be a devotee as a parent, one may be a devotee as a conjugal lover. Arjuna was in a relationship with the Lord as a friend. Of course, there is a gulf of difference between his friendship and the friendship found in the material world. This is transcendental friendship which cannot be had by everyone. Of course, everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in the present status of our life, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Every living being out of many, many billions and trillions of living beings has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. This is called Swarupa. By the process of devotional service, one can revive the Swarupa, and that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position. So Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with the Supreme Lord in friendship. How Arjuna accepted his Bhagavad Gita should be noted. His manner of acceptance is given in the 10th chapter. This video is already of 15 minutes, so I think what Arjuna speaks will be seen tomorrow. So we are in introduction. So firstly, in this introduction part, we saw that the author is actually thanking his own gurus and also Lord Krishna and Radhe, and then he explains in Bhagavad Gita like how you take a medicine that is prescribed by your doctor. The same way, this is like a medicine for us humans. I recently saw a kid speak this. It was so good, and I don't think someone can explain it so well. He says that to run a particular motor or a particular machine, like how you get a manual, in the same way, Bhagavad Gita is a manual to learn how to run our life. And the way he said it was the best thing. A kid saying this is one of the best way, and I've never heard anyone say it's so good. And even I don't think myself I have conveyed it to you the best way like he said, but he said it so well. The manual to run human life is Bhagavad Gita. So that was a perfect sentence, and I was so impressed by that kid. And also in this introduction, Krishna is saying to Arjuna that I have a secret that I have to say. Firstly, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Sun God, and Sun God explained it to Manu, and Manu explained it to Ikshvaku, and in the same way, it was said to different people by different speakers. Like how when you say one thing to a person, and next, it goes to people, and at last the end, how it ends is so different. You say one thing and it ends different. In the same way, the complete meaning of Bhagavad Gita was lost there. And Lord Krishna had to come back to earth, and through his friend, and who was also a devotee of Lord Krishna, again he explained Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, which was before 50 centuries ago. And in introduction, we can also see that a devotee can be in relationship with the Godhead in 5 different ways. One can be a devotee in passive state, that is, a person may not be so well devoted, but he knows how to follow the Dharma, how to lead the life, and also knows what is right, what is wrong. And one may be a devotee in an active state. This active state people are who are completely devoted to the God, and every moment you can see few people saying God's name. For example, like Hare Krishna, or they can say in Tamil Nadu, usually you can hear people say Muruga, and in North you'll be listening Krishna, and recently you can see a lot of Lord Shiva Bhakt, and they keep on saying Har Har Mahadev. In the same way, these are active state. Like every minute, even in their mind, or even if something happens, they speak out the God's name. That is a active state. And then one can be a devotee as a friend. Whatever happens in their life, they come and say it to the God, and they want to share it with God. And one more can be a devotee as a parent. There are few people who feels I am the parent of the God, and they see God as a child, or they can see God as the parent, that I am your child and you are my parent, in this way. And there can be a devotee of a conjugal lover, like how Krishna had a lot of gopis. Since he rescued all the gopis were actually thinking who would accept us in the society. That's why Krishna accepted them all, saying that if no one accepts you, I am here to accept you. So you can be a devotee in a passive state, active state, a friend, a parent, or a conjugal lover. So this way of devoted to God is called as Swarupa. The stage is called Swarupa Siddhi. And next we'll see how Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita, and we'll be seeing it tomorrow. So if you like how I'm saying or speaking, you can subscribe to my channel. Until then, bye guys.